movies.
All right. Boom. So, again, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I feel like this list is very self-explanatory.
Right? It's almost in
Black Widow's
order.
number one. Psych! Not on my life.
Tell you what. Let's run through the rankings real quick. And then I do want to spend a little time talking about that Black Widow flick. So,
oh, you do?
I do.
We need to spend more time on it?
No, I want to spend a little time on it. That movie has its merits, so I don't want to dump on that one.
All right.
So,
I'm going to dump on it, though.
Hey, wouldn't be a podcast without a rant from you, so here's your opportunity. Spider-Man easily at the top.
Easily at the top. Spider-Man No Way Home might have, like, the decade locked down.
It's as good as it gets. It's really outstanding.
It's phenomenal.
Yep. Really
how
outstanding.
They point out it was with Sony.
Yeah,
like, we needed that clarification.
Yeah, sad. Spider-Man No Way Home was incredible. Shang-Chi, probably number 2.
I'd agree.
For me, my expectations, again, pretty modest, and they were exceeded. And I don't know what to do with Eternals and then Black Widow, quite frankly. I did not dislike either movie. I was very hopeful for Eternals. I'm not going to say my expectations were high, but I thought that it was going to be... I thought it had a chance to be great, and it wasn't. It was fine. It was perfectly fine, but it was by no means a movie that after I got done watching it, I'm thinking, man, I'm looking forward to seeing that again. I was like, okay, saw it, and that's probably it. I'll probably see it again sometime, but... and Black Widow was entertaining. Black Widow probably entertained me more than Eternals, and I don't love the look on your face right now. I don't have the same emotional attachment to Taskmaster that you do.
I don't even think it's an emotional attachment, but go ahead. It's fine.
Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. So I wasn't devastated, and I really enjoyed Yelena being introduced as a character. She was fantastic. The Red Guardian being introduced was enormously entertaining. Okay. So those two characters,
you bring up fair points,
in and of themselves were more worthwhile for me.
I would marry Yelena
Than
Continue.
Right. Than Eternals. Like, love my guy Gilgamesh in Eternals. Really enjoyed. I flip and blank on this guy's name every stinking time. Who's the comedian that's in this movie?
Of what movie?
Of Eternals.
Oh, Kamal Nanjiani?
Thank you, Kamal.
I know my
Nanjiani.
stand-up.
You do. I know that I can rely on you for Kamal. He was extraordinarily entertaining.
He was good.
But for me it's Black Widow, 3 and 4. Not a very big gap between those two. But that's where I land. What about you?
Spider-Man. Now, our list
almost on its own list.
Yeah, our list is the same. I'm going to just come out and say that now, but I want to define the gaps that are here, okay? Mm-hmm. Because Spider-Man, and for the people who can't see my hands right now, Spider-Man is through the roof.
Yep.
High, really high. I can't touch it. It's like Shaquille O'Neal.
It's an all-timer.
So it's up there, untouched.
Yep.
Never be touched again. Okay? Boom. And then you go like a couple notches down, at least. And then I'll put Shang-Chi there. Like, it was a fun ride. Okay?
It was.
It's not anywhere close to Spider-Man. But if Spider-Man didn't come out, this would be the best MCU movie we got.
Really solid origin story.
Yes.
Really solid.
Really solid origin.
Yep.
It was fresh. It was kind of new.
Yep.
And it was also like it introduced a new area of the MCU.
Yep.
So
kind of a new block.
There wasn't a lot of people attached to this.
Yep.
And the one that was attached didn't need to be there. But he was there. Mm-hmm. And that is what it is.
Old Trevor.
Now, do I wish we would have gotten a comic-accurate Mandarin? Yes. And I will die on that grave. But what we got was not bad. That was probably the closest thing we'll get.
Yep.
Okay. And then we go down, like, a lot more notches. So we're at sea level now. Okay, we're at sea level. We're on a boat.
Yep.
It's a little rocky, it's a little wavy.
Sure.
And
you're not upset you're on the boat.
No,
You're okay.
You're not upset.
You're ready to be done.
At least the boat's not sinking, right? It's a canoe. It's a rough canoe, but at least it floats. But the one thing about this
I
canoe...
enjoy how this analogy is taking shape so much. Sea level boat, canoe, rough canoe.
But what's good about this canoe is there's one really good oar, and it's Kit Harington, and he's steering the ship. And in that ship, it's called the Friendship for a reason, okay? And it's you, and it's me and Kit Harington, and that's all I care about. And we're rowing this boat, me and Kit. Boom, love
Incredible.
it. We got the Black Knight built up into it, okay?
Please don't ever stop with this analogy. Please just keep going.
And the canoe is pretty much the Celestials in this sense, where it's like it's a good foundation.
There you go.
And the other oar fell into the sea because it's Harry Styles. So, and now...
One oar, one canoe, one oar.
And we're not done either. And then, we're in the middle of the sea, and then, oh no, you fell off, for instance, and it's the Mariana Trench, and it's very, very far down. And that's where Black Widow lives, okay? But Dory and Marlin, they're there. And you're wondering who those two are? That would be the Red Guardian and Yelena. And those guys can swim away from that movie and come out unharmed. Just keep swimming in this sense. And the rest of the movie can die in the Mariana Trench.
Is that almost entirely because of Taskmaster?
Entirely because of Taskmaster.
Okay, all right.
I'm not hiding that fact at all. That ruined the movie for me.
That wound won't ever heal, will it? Like it's just there. It's open.
That half, and then the other main villain who just hates women to hate women. Worst motive ever.
Yep.
Look, are women the best thing ever? We're not going to get into this in the podcast, okay? That's a trap, all right? But...
How you set your own trap and then moved away from it.
I had to.
Yeah.
I'm smart.
Okay, got away from there.
I wanted to pique the listener's interest for a second, okay? But that's a stupid motive. And besides that, we don't have any reason to why he hates women. Like, it would have been... I would have taken like a flashback. He's in middle school. There's 15 women around him, and they're just beating the living shit out of him. And he's like, you know what? They're all going to die now. They're tools. I would have understood that. You got beat up by 15 women. Okay. Or if he was that awkward guy, in middle school, and he saw this really cute girl for the first time, and he goes up and he's like, you want to go out with me? And she goes, no, you're gross. And then he's like, I hate women forever. You're all dead to me. I would have understood that too, because he was a weird looking dude a little bit,
Couldn't even they couldn't even make him a Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3, the awkward, pretty significantly disabled guy at the outset of the movie who uses the rejection of Tony Stark and his lady friends to turn himself into something more. Right? Couldn't have even given us that. Couldn't have even given us that.
Nope. Instead, he just hates women to hate women.
It was tough. It was tough.
That line will never...
Totally agree.
Will die in infamy. That one line where it's like, we have plenty of them to use. And it's like, the population's 50-50, dude.
Yeah.
You can use men just as you can use women. That doesn't make sense to me.
Not a great villain. It felt way too much like early MCU villains that were clearly dispensable. Now, the thing that I'll say that I wanted to get to in defense of Black Widow is perhaps the worst thing. Let me rephrase that. The biggest thing it had going against it was when it was released. Like, the character of Black Widow is over. Passed away in Endgame. So we know going into this movie... Spoilers! Spoilers, man. The stakes are already so limited. It just takes such a significant chunk of tension out of the movie when there's really no question as to what is awaiting this character, right? And so I think that's one of the most fascinating in my mind, like what ifs. Like, what if this movie, what if Black Widow had been released after Captain America Civil War? That would have been
good.
That would have been really cool. So whenever I get around to rewatching the Marvel movies, I think this is one where, as much as I enjoy watching them in order of their release, this would be one that I'd be willing to cheat a little bit and watch after Civil War, just to try and get a little feel for that. Like, hey, what's that feel like if I'm watching it after Civil War when Natasha has gone on the run with Steve and with Sam and with Wanda? Like, what does that feel like? But I don't disagree at all. The main villain, brutal, just not worthwhile in the least. What they did with Taskmaster, well, again,
unforgivable.
I don't have that attachment to that.
I don't
character.
either. But it's unforgivable.
It still wasn't like this was a inspired reinvention.
I knew. I should.
It was tough.
I should have known as soon as the mask came out. I was like, "That's the daughter, isn't it?"
Yeah.
I should have known. Should have known.
That's true. You should.
And
have. You should have.
It's sad to me. What's sad about Eternals and Black Widow, and then we can go on to the one DC movie that came out. The one thing I think that saddens me the most is that I was more excited about what's to come what came out of that movie than I was about the movie. Like, I was way more excited about getting the Black Knight out of the Eternals and the Celestial origins. I thought that was really cool to see the Celestials for the first time, and they lived up to their hype.
Sure.
Their big deal. And then to have
literally big deal.
Yeah, legit. And then for Black Widow to get the next Black Widow, the person taking over the Black Widow mantle, and by the way, perfect choice. Okay?
Yeah, Yelena's outstanding.
She's hilarious. She's
money.
Hilarious.
Yep.
Okay, 10 out of 10. And then David Harbour, I would love to see again as the Red Guardian. I thought that was awesome. I think it'd be cool to have like Captain Canada come in, and then we just have a 3-way fight between Captain America, Captain Canada, and not Captain the Red Guardian, Captain Russia, aka the Red Guardian. I think that would be. He actually might be Captain Canuck. Either way,
incredible.
I want that, and that could be a 1-episode deal.
Sure.
A half-hour special.
Maybe we'll get a what if. Even the cartoon version, we would take that. Yeah, Eternals. Like, for some reason,
it was most boring.
My best memory from that is Blade getting teased. And
we didn't even know it was Blade
in the post-credits.
We didn't know it was Blade.
But
the Ebony Blade coming out was so cool.
Yeah,
I was like, yes.
That movie, I'll be curious whenever I get around to rewatching it if I feel better or worse about it. Because I was really hopeful going into that, and what I remember thinking, and I still believe this, is it could have been the equivalent of Star Wars Rogue One, where it's a movie that nobody knew they necessarily needed or wanted, but after having seen it, you go, hey, that really enriched what has come before, having now seen that movie. And this just didn't do that for us. Like, this movie is easily the most dispensable in the sense that, man, if this doesn't exist,
it's okay.
Yeah, we're not any better or worse off. So,
and to me, and
you know what, Black Widow could fall into that category as well, quite frankly. If you want to be really harsh.
I already forgot it existed, and you brought it up again. Thank you. No, but
I still enjoyed it. I did.
I think for that movie, Eternals was what everyone thought the Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be when that movie got announced. No one thought the Guardians of the Galaxy movie was going to do good. They're like, oh, this is Marvel's first flop. And then it skyrocketed. So then people came into this movie being like, oh, Eternals is going to be epic. And it missed it.
Expectations are a big deal.
So
yeah,
that's just my opinion on that, though.
Well, hey, Spider-Man No Way Home, that's an all-timer. I'm glad we got that. Took till December 17th. But what an incredible treat that was. I still enjoy thinking back on that movie. I have to remind myself how special that was because I don't ever want to forget how great it was to see Toby coming back in that spider suit. Incredible. Toby. Andrew getting in there. He surprised me as far as how much I enjoyed him.
But so beautiful.
It was so good.
I'm trying not to cry.
Dude. Weep away. It was
beautiful.
It was awesome. That's I know that we're gonna get movies again in May with Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, that are going to try and do something similar in terms of, hey, bringing previous actors back in their roles. Patrick Stewart, for example, as Professor Xavier. But I just don't think there's another. I don't think we're going to have another movie like this, where you have the previous characters from previous, like, well-established iterations come back in a really meaningful, significant, and somehow, like, organic way. Like, it made sense. It wasn't forced. It was just great.
That's the most important
just great
thing to bring up, is that it wasn't forced.
No.
It was natural. It felt natural.
Yep.
It felt right. And I just wanted it to last forever.